Hello children, how are y'all? Hope everybody is keeping healthy and keep yourself safe, all of you at home. Okay, so today we will continue the chapter of geography. Okay, in the last class we had completed till degradation of soil of chapter 2. Okay, so today we will continue it. Okay, so today we will start with the methods of soil erosion. Okay, methods of soil erosion. In that, first it comes mulching. Okay, that is covering the soil with organic matter like straw or to retain moisture. Clear? Next is contour barriers, that is building barriers with stone, grass, so that water stays in that place to restore soil moisture. Okay, this is contour barriers. Rock dam, that is pile of rocks similar to contour barrier only, but it is thoroughly through stones and rocks, and to ensure that water doesn't just like slow down. Okay, it slows and stays in the place for a long time. Okay, next it comes terrace farming. Terrace farming, bachas, in tea estate if you go, you can see step by step steep slopes will be used for growing crops. Yes, so this reduce the surface runoff and soil erosion. Okay, that is in a steep step like structure to ensure that soil does not erode. Okay, similarly intercropping is growing crop with different gaps, and these crops are also sown at different types so that the soil is protected from the rain wash. Rain wash means during heavy rain the water washes the soil and fertility also. Okay, that is known as rain wash. Next it comes contour ploughing. See, there is a hill and the hill has contours, that is the steps, exactly in the same way. You plough in the parallel to the contours because already there is a contours to prevent the soil, and when you plough just exactly the same way to the opposite, you will find the water cannot flow, isn't it? Yes. So I have a bed here, I keep up, that is I grow crops parallel to it. How the water flow then? It will not go, right? Isn't it? So that is contour barrier. Then is next comes now shelter belt. Especially in dry region, coastal areas, rows of trees are planted instead of stones, rocks, etc. Why? Because when heavy wind is there, soil is also blown off. Okay, so to prevent this, so to have a check on that, you grow trees. Okay, that is natural barriers to control the wind movement and to protect the cover of the soil. Now water. Okay, you know 3/4, that is 75% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and ocean covers 2/3 of the earth's surface. And difference is that ocean water is not consumable, it's saline, that is salt composition is very high. Okay, now fresh water we get from rivers, lakes, etc. So fresh water is only 2.7% of total water. Now 70% of the fresh water comes from ice melting, right, in glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland and mountain regions, and only 1% of fresh water is available and which is fit for human use. Okay, now do you know water cycle? I hope everybody knows what is water cycle, so no need to explain it. Okay, so demand of water, that is water availability. Okay, I don't need to speak about this, we all know about the lot of scarcity when it comes to availability of water, isn't it? So our consumption of water is very high, and along with it our wastage of water is also very high, that is consumption and wastage both are very high. That's the sad part. Yes, that is the total consumption intact, you find 50% wastage. Okay, also we use water for agriculture, industries, etc. Yes, apart from this population is increasing and water supply remains the same. So because of this shortage arises especially in places like Bangalore, Chennai and all. Okay, and water scarcity is very high here. Now problem of water availability. Okay, water scarcity is very high in many parts like Africa, South Asia, Western USA, entire Australia. Okay, so it is not just in India, throughout the world this problem is there. Yes, scarcity is all about improper consumption and contamination of water. Yes, water becomes unusable, industries put all their wastage into that, and that water is not at all usable. So scarcity arises for two reasons, that is improper consumption, we don't consume it properly in a right way, and contamination of water. Okay, that is what all water is already available is not so becomes unusable. So now what should I do to conserve water? Yes, pre-polluted water ensure that you make them usable. That is, you have to make the water usable. Do you know what magic happens due to corona? Yes, last 3 months, because of lockdown, because of less population, majority of water resources have become usable now, which is a great news, isn't it? Second is, forest and other vegetation is a great source to ensure water is conserved, groundwater specifically. So what we need to do, we need to ensure that we don't really destroy forest. Okay, afforestation should improve and deforestation should come down. You should not cut down trees and other vegetation as well. Yes. Third is to save water, that is water harvesting. Okay, so everybody aware of water harvesting, specifically rainwater harvesting, that that saves surface runout, that is groundwater is kept intact. Okay, next is canal should be lined in such a way that it minimize the loss of water, and you know that huge quantity of water goes to the ocean, that is usable rainwater goes to the ocean. Then sprinklers effectively, that is, you know, sprinklers, they are great ways to minimize water usage. If you will go to village and all, you will have pump sets where huge amount of water is just flushed into force into the irrigational fields. Okay, instead of using this, they were just sprinkle, that is put only the required amount of water. Okay, next is what in dry region drip irrigation is also useful. Yes, so I hope clear this much. Now natural vegetation and wildlife. Okay, what or how do I do with natural vegetation and wildlife? Remember, our forest and wildlife is existing only because of the synchronization between land, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, that is water, and atmosphere, that is air. Only when these three are in proper sync, wildlife and vegetation will be there. Clear? This is what we call it as ecosystem. Okay, synchronization between land, water, air, and all the living things. Clear? Now plants provide what? Importance of plants is that plants provide timber, which is wood. Those timber is used as shelter for animals. It gives us oxygen. It is a great support of life for living beings, right? Plant also conserve underground water. Yes, plants gives us fruit, nuts, latex, etc. That is, every part of plant is literally useful. Yes, plant also protect the soil for growing crops. That is why afforestation should be encouraged all the time. Now wildlife. Okay, what is wildlife? Wildlife, that is animal, birds, insect, including the water animals. Okay, and put together, then we get milk, wool, meat, etc. Okay, birds feed on insects and act as decomposers, or we can say that they are helping in keeping the environment clean. So all kinds of animals are helping in maintaining the balance in ecosystem. Okay, now our topic is distribution of natural vegetation and wildlife. Okay, typically for that, afforestation should be encouraged, which is so super important. Yes, growth of vegetation, that is the quantity of forest that we have, it has a lot to do with how we are able to maintain the moisture in the soil. Okay, so what do I mean is to ensure the moisture to kept at the perfect level. Okay, because this is the major factors if you will see in the vegetation and the wildlife. So the vegetation types means forest, okay, used mostly by birds, wild animals, that is a specific species of birds and animals. Okay, apart from this, what happened, other types of vegetations, that is grassland, scrubs and all. Okay, grassland means where you use cattle rearing happens for grazing. Okay, scrubs, that is small kind of vegetations which are important, and they are in major as throughout the world they are present. Yes, so we are trying to analyze what is the distribution of natural vegetation and wildlife. Okay, the place where rainfall is moderate, that is medium, those are places where you find grassland. Thorny shrubs and scrubs, where you find this, that is cactus is the best example. So where does it grow? Yes, cactus grow in desert, as you all know, that is dry areas of low rainfall. Yes, Then tundra vegetation generally happens in polar region. Tundra vegetation, that is barren or treeless hill, okay, consisting small shrubs and grasses, etc. That is tundra vegetation, okay. And it happens in polar region, that is which consists of floating and packed ice, polar region, okay, where Moses lichens is also there. Moses means in Hindi, if we say, it is kai, okay, and lichens means small part composed of a particular fungus. Clear? So problems, what are the problems associated with this conservation? Okay, climate change, human beings interference and destroy forests, that's the major problem which influence plants and animals life. Yes, many species died because they did not get the congenial or the friendly environment to live. You know, even tigers are endangered now. There are the multiple of species, actually there are multiple of species which is on the verge of extinction, that is they are coming to the end, that is it says that verge of extinction. Okay, so what are the different things doing? Cutting down the trees, allowing soil to erode, lot of constructions, creating populations, forest fires, etc. Yes, all these things are factors which are sloping or stopping conservation of the natural vegetation and wildlife. Okay, natural vegetation, that is forest, grassland, etc. Yes. So another problem is, look at the wildlife, so many killed, that is elephants trunk, skin of tigers,